start recording. Tim, if you start recording. Cool. And then I'm going to put the slides up and the music, and we can start letting people in. Sounds good?
2 people just registered on my thing.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Can they still register?
They probably can, but I don't know if they get the Zoom link.
Cool. I won't say anything then.
Good morning, good morning. We're going to start in a couple of minutes.
Morning, everyone. Look, it's a new crowd.
Morning.
Morning, Robert. How are you, sir?
I'm all right. This is a day off work for me, so I'm actually in my pajamas still. I'm not at the desk, but the sun's shining, and I'm about to get creative.
Beautiful.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mark.
Morning. I thought I'd dress, and I put a tie and a matching shirt and all the rest. And from the waist down, I've just got my pajama bottoms on.
Beautiful. That's what we like to hear. We are starting in a couple of minutes. Just having some technical checks of music with Al. And Al is back. One last song.
Yeah. All right, folks. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everyone doing? Hello, hello, hello. So, good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us. I am absolutely thrilled to have you join us for this Creative Mornings UK-wide event. My name is Al, and I am the host of the London chapter. So, it's been an absolute blast to bring all of the UK chapters together, and there are 9 of us joining together today. So we've got Cardiff in the house, we have Derby joining us too, we have Bristol and Belfast, we've got Glasgow and Edinburgh, our Scottish sister chapters, we've got Leamington Spa, Sheffield, and London. So these are the 9 cities that are coming together today to bring all of us, the UK creative community, and we've got a stellar kick-ass program for you, which I'm really, really excited about. Now, I think Melon is adding all of them to your screen so you know who's who and where we're all from and the faces behind these cities. Creative Mornings is a global lecture series. I've got a short set of slides that I will just share with you now. There we go. So Creative Mornings is a global lecture series that was started in New York 12 years ago, I believe now. And it is in 223 cities all across the world. So just today, there are 58 cities having their Creative Mornings events, all the way from Istanbul to Zurich, to Atlanta, to Monterey. They're all having their events today, and we're all online. So there have been 9,156 talks online. What brings all of these cities together is a manifesto. And that manifesto says, everyone is creative. A creative life requires bravery and action, honesty and hard work. We're here to support you, celebrate with you, and encourage you to make the things that you love. We believe in the power of community. We believe in giving a damn. We believe in face-to-face connections and learning from others, in jazz hands and virtual claps and virtual snaps. We bring together people who are driven by passion and purpose, confident that we will inspire one another and inspire change in neighborhoods and cities around the world. Everyone is welcome. And then the other thing that unites all of the chapters is a theme. And so the theme for this month is Ripple. And that theme was chosen by our friends at Creative Mornings Tel Aviv. And I believe the host of the Tel Aviv chapter is in the room with us. Hello, Natalie. Good to have you here. It was chosen so all of the cities around the world are interpreting this theme. So that's enough from me. I will now hand over to Melon, who is going to introduce to you our performer.
Hello, everyone. Very excited to be here with you. So many of you from so many different cities. We are delighted to have you. So I am honored to introduce our performer today, our beautiful musician, Bryn. Bryn is one of the loveliest souls that you'll bump into in Cardiff. Bryn's music is vulnerable, honest, minimal, and just plain beautiful. Bryn's music, for me, is a promise to feel your feelings. So here we are. I will let you see that for yourself and have all the feelings and start the day as perfect as it can get, really. So please help me welcome, and feel free if you want to unmute yourself to give Bryn claps to welcome him.
All right. Very kind, very different, very nice to be here. I'm going to start quickly. This is a song from my last EP that's called Honey. And I've got a digital setup here, so we'll see how this goes. It's going to be good. Right. This is the earliest gig of my life, but I'm having a lot of fun. Thank you all for coming and watching. I'm going to do one more song. This is called Runaway Goliath. It's from the old EP, but I've got a whole new EP coming out in May, so keep your eyes and ears open. Thank you so much.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. Thank you so much to Creative Mornings for having me. If you don't know about Creative Mornings, find your local chapter, get involved, because this is how I've got involved with this. So yeah, do that.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Bryn. That was terrific. And yeah, I think we've got the socials on there, and the way that you can find his music in the chat as well. So be sure to scroll through there if you haven't seen it yet, and if you want to check him out. So thank you, Bryn. That was amazing.
Thank you.
I'm Audra. I'm the host of Creative Mornings Glasgow. And next up is Chris Knight to lead us through a little movement to get our bodies moving. Chris is a man of many hats. He runs Creative Leamington, a creative production company that provides platforms and opportunities for local artists, and is a host of the Creative Mornings Leamington Spa chapter. Chris is also a dancer for Motion House, a dance circus company who specialize in performing high-octane acrobatic shows in theaters, high streets, and for large-scale celebrations such as European Capital of Culture shows. All right, so over to you, Chris.
Hey guys, I'm Chris. I'm the host of Creative Mornings Leamington Spa. As Audra says, usually we're flipping off stuff at Motion House, we're diving around, but today we're just going to do a simple movement routine, and we're going to do it around a desk space. If you don't have a desk, don't worry about it, just use your knees, that's absolutely fine. But my job is to get everybody moving. I think Bryn's already got us moving. That was awesome. But just follow me. We're going to keep it really simple. Don't worry about your lefts or your rights. It's easy. So you're going to put one hand on the desk or your knees, then the other hand. Then you can bring another hand up to the side and the other hand up. Then one hand up to make a fork with the other hand, pee on a fork, and then we're going to nod our heads twice. Okay, nice and easy. A bit like the Macarena. So we're going to go hand, 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 and head, and head. One more time. And hand, 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 and head, and head. Then you're going to bring your hands down. You're going to bring one hand down, other hand down. You're going to roll forward. You're going to roll back. You're going to hit the table or your knees, and then arms up in the air. Perfect. The 4 people on my screen, you've nailed it. I'm sure the other 200 have as well, so we got this. The whole thing, ready? And hand, 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 and head, and head. Hands down, down, forward, forward, back, back, and slap, and hands up. Cool. We're going to put some music on. We're going to give it a go. One thing, do not worry. If you go wrong, it doesn't matter. Keep on moving. That's the only rule. It is a rule. Okay. Technical difficulties, anything, just keep going. Vibe out. Enjoy it. DJ Al, could we get some music from London? Again? One more time. Take it. Right. Now we're going to start coordinating ourselves a little bit. What we're going to do is we're just going to crank up the music. And one thing that I think is through lockdown, we haven't really had a chance to really be seen as much as we usually are, especially as performers. That's true, but I think it's true across the board. So we have 200 people here that we can dance to. I've not seen that many people in the audience for a very long time. So let's we're gonna put the music up. Don't worry about the moves. We just want to see your heads vibing out, let it loose, and let's have a bit of a boogie. Yes, Al. Guys, that was amazing. I'd love to know what was the most random place people have just been dancing. And I wish people were commuting a bit more so that we've got people doing it on trains and on buses. But yeah, let us know where you've been dancing. And as Motion House, dance company in Nemesis Spa, we'll be touring the UK, probably coming to your cities from September. So keep a lookout, and thanks so much for everyone that's organised this, been involved. And I'm going to hand over to Rebecca in Edinburgh.
Edinburgh. All the way up there.
Yes, hey.
Hey. Hey, oh, thank you so much, Chris. Oh my days, I don't know about anybody else, but I feel a little bit emotional. I've not danced like that for a year. Thank you so much for that. I hope we're all feeling super energized now. Yeah, so like Chris says, I'm Rebecca. Hello, I am from the Edinburgh chapter, as you can probably tell from my accent. The rest of the Edinburgh team are here as well, so give them a wave if you see them. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about all the people who make these events possible. Obviously, all of us, all of you guys make these events possible, but Creative Mornings wouldn't be here without the amazing support that we get. So every chapter has local sponsors, and we want to give them a big thanks this morning. They're such an important part of our chapter communities, and we are so grateful for their support year round. And we also want to give a big shout out to our global partners and tell you a little bit about how you can get involved with each of them as well. So a big thanks to MailChimp, Basecamp and Hey, and Skillshare for supporting Creative Mornings globally. So first up, we've got MailChimp. Now, MailChimp's been a Creative Morning global sponsor for over 11 years. It's the go-to place for small businesses that want to grow and find success. And they've got a new report out that's full of insights, strategies, inspiration to bring your big ideas to life. So if you want to find out more about that and have a read, there'll be a link heading into the chat just now. As well as MailChimp, we want to give a huge thanks to Basecamp and Hey. Basecamp have been keeping so many of us organised over this past year of working from home, which, you know, has been quite an experience for those of us who are not used to it. And you can find out a little bit more about them via the link in the chat box as well. Now, our friends at Creative Mornings HQ in Brooklyn recently launched a brilliant campaign called Hey Creative Mornings, and it's basically like a water cooler moment for the world. So the campaign is powered by Hey, which is Basecamp's amazing email service. And so far, they've kind of collected insights about favourite books, created a bookshop from them, and also kind of shared things like hot tips for writing amazing email campaigns. So if you want to check out them, head to the chat box as well. We also want to thank our global sponsors, Skillshare. Skillshare, if you've not heard of them, they're an amazing online learning community. So they help millions of people take that next step on their creative journey. I love Skillshare. You can learn how to do all sorts of things on there, from like stop motion animation to brushing up on your public speaking skills. There's something for everyone. And we are so excited to let you know that our pals at Skillshare are offering Creative Mornings community, so all of you guys, an amazing 40% off their annual premium membership. So that offer is for a limited time only. I actually think it's just to the end of March. So if you want to jump on that, be quick. And I think Audra's going to put a link to that in the chat as well. And last but by no means least, we also want to say a huge thank you to all the fantastic artists who have contributed to Creative Mornings this month. You'll have no doubt seen their incredible interpretations of the Ripple theme that have been appearing all over our social media. They've kind of been like a little bit of a countdown calendar, and it's been a real celebration of all the different creative styles to inspire us in the run up to this month's event. So if you've not seen them already, head over to our Instagrams after the event and you can check out all that fantastic work. And I am going to hand over to the lovely John in Belfast.
A skip across the water. Thank you very much, Rebecca. Thank you. As Rebecca said, I am John, the host of the Belfast chapter. So good morning, everybody. Welcome, whatever corner of the world that you've joined us from. So for about the next 5 minutes, we're just gonna kind of get to know each other just a little bit more. So we've had some awesome music. Chris has brought us through some awesome dance moves that everybody else did. I didn't know we had that little rhythm. I thought I was a good dancer, but I'm clearly not. Anyway, so we're just going to ask some questions for everybody, and don't adjust your sets. This is my accent. This is a real accent. There's nothing broken with your computers or your phones or anything like that. So I'll try to slow it down a little bit because we have a tendency to talk quite quickly. So I think Al is going to get some of the questions up online. So we're going to start just with a couple of easy ones just to kind of get to know where we're from. So question number one is, tell us where you're from. Are you from one of the host cities? From Europe, the Americas, Asia, Africa, or all the way over from Oceania, Australia? Okay. Yes, everybody's getting engaged. My God, look at this. Brilliant. Oh yeah, and I suppose you should ask the second question as well. So how many Creative Mornings events have you been to? Too many, but they're still awesome. Not as many as you would like, or it's your first time, but hopefully not your last. So we seem to be having lots of people in from the host cities. Nobody from Asia? One person from Africa? Who's in the house from Africa and Australia? Make yourselves known so we can say hello. And thanks very much for getting up either really early or really late. I don't know what the time zone is over there. Okay, awesome. So next, it would be fitting to ask some questions about living life online over the past year. So next question. Do we have the next question? Where are we? Okay, so after a year, how are we all still feeling about Zoom? Do we still think it serves a purpose? Are we loving it, or are we thinking to ourselves, death to Zoom? Second question is, what is the strangest thing that you've done while attending a meeting online? Is it you've eaten your breakfast, you've worn pajamas, you've cooked something, you've brushed your teeth, you've watched YouTube, or anything else, but you just don't want to tell us? Third up, what time of Zoomer are you? And I can already tell the answer to some of these questions in this one particular one. Are you the one that walks around in the background? Are you the one that's always eating something on screen when nobody else is? Are you the one whose camera doesn't work? Are you the one who does most or all of the talking, kind of like I'm doing now? Are you the one who really doesn't know what's going on and just nods their head and smiles quite a lot? I think I might maybe fall into that category from time to time. And are you the one that mutes and frantically does work in the background? I think I fall into that one too. I think a lot of people fall into that one actually as well. It's okay. So number 4, and I already know that some people are doing this as well because somebody has admitted it. Are you wearing pajamas right now? Never. 100% yes. Business on the top and PJs on the bottom. There's a lot of people. If this is now, I'm both shocked and actually no, I'm not really shocked, because if I could be wearing my pajamas, that would be. So it's all good. And you literally took them off a minute ago. That's interesting. 48% of you literally took them off a minute ago. Just don't move your cameras down, guys. It's too early. Okay. So number 3. Let's go with the next group of questions. So this is more to find out if you've been paying attention to what we've been kind of talking about from now. So how many Creative Mornings chapters are there around the world? Are there 223, 465, 128, or 396? I actually have to refer back to my notes this because I've forgotten. So, okay, got it. The next question then, so who chose this themes month? Was it Jakarta? Was it New Orleans? Was it Tel Aviv? Or was it our lovely friends all the way over in Melbourne? Was it, so how many talks have there been online? Was there 6,528? 9,156? 7,692 or 5,478. And the next one is which of these businesses are not Creative Morning sponsor, but probably should be, let's admit. Is it MailChimp, Basecamp, Skillshare, or KFC? Okay, so well done everybody that said 223. You are absolutely spot on. To everybody that said Tel Aviv, well done. And to everybody that said 9,156, you are also correct. And of course, it's KFC. So last round is quick fire. I suppose all of these have been quick fire, but that's okay. So one of those questions where you just answer without thinking. So Netflix, Amazon Prime. Which do you like more, steak or tofu? Which do you like more, Oasis or Blur? Coke or Pepsi? Infinite chocolate or infinite coffee? Work hard or play hard? Looks nice or works well? Save or spend? Hugs or high fives? City break or beach holiday? Go. Okay, big love for Netflix. Nah, right, we're all carnivores as well. Not a lot of veggies in the house. Oh, Oasis or Blur, right up there. That's like, yeah, it's like daddy or chips, that question, isn't it? It's kind of hard to answer. Coke, obviously, over Pepsi. Instant chocolate and instant coffee as well. That's quite tight. I know one guy in particular, if Johnny Willis is on, will be clicking his button for instant or infinite coffee. Play hard. Nice. Works well over looks nice. Obviously, there's a lot of kind of UX designers in the house as well. Saving over spending, just marginally. Hugs over high fives. I gotta agree. I can't wait to give somebody a hug. And city break over beach holiday as well. I have to agree as well. Well, look, that's it, guys. Thanks very much. Hopefully now we've kind of all got to know each other just a little bit more. Again, it's great for Creative Mornings Belfast to be part of this, to be kind of brought together with all the other chapters. And it's been an absolute blast organizing it and you know, getting it ready for this morning. And we're kind of privileged. So I think to keep this going, because we've all got to know each other, I'm going to hand you over to Leanne now. And Leanne is going to talk to you about how we're actually going to do that. And we're able to keep all connected. So thank you very much.
Hi everyone, I'm Leanne, host of the Sheffield chapter. Thank you, John, for expertly manning those polls. I think you have actually missed your calling and you should have been a TV presenter, because the ad-libbing was impressive.
Yeah.
So I would just like to say, you know, that all us hosts here today, we've really enjoyed coming together over the last few months, because this event has been a few months in the planning. And, you know, working with each other, sharing our knowledge and experience. And we'd like to keep this kind of ripple of collaboration going. See what I did there? And we've set up a Facebook group kind of with that in mind, the link to which is going to be shared in the chat now. And what we'd like you all to do is kind of join the Facebook group, introduce yourselves, and kind of use it as a space where you can share your work, ask for advice, share any opportunities, so that you can, you know, meet creatives from all over the country and maybe even collaborate with each other and have discussions. So we hope that we can see you all on there after the event, of course. So get joining and we'll start some conversations. And now I'm going to hand over to Tim from our Derby chapter.
Hello, morning everybody. So welcome to the food interlude. As Leanne says, I'm from the Derby chapter. Hello, from the middle of the UK for those of you outside or in London. So in our chapter, we've been really missing breakfasts, as I'm sure you are, right? That we provided from our venue. So it's with a big smile, an empty belly, a bit of a rumble that I want to introduce you to somebody that has one of those Instagram accounts that make you really drool, right? It's Sam Haddadi. Sam, say hello.
Hello, hello everybody. Thank you for the really nice intro.
That's all right. Welcome to the UK Creative Morning.
Thank you for having me.
So we'll just kick off to help people get to know you a little bit. Obviously, I know you in real life, which is a strange thing nowadays. Isn't it? But let's start off with letting people know what you do for those who haven't come across you before and how you got into it.
Yeah, so I'm a healthy recipe creator, first and foremost, and I work with a lot of health food brands to create healthy recipes for their websites or for their social media and things like that. But I'm also a health and breathwork coach. And in particular, I work with stressed out, frazzled women who are feeling, overtired, have no energy, that kind of thing, to really help reduce their stress levels and improve their well-being in a lasting way. It's not just a quick fix. So how I came to fall into that, really, I've been there and got the t-shirt many times. I had a period in my life not that long ago where I had traumatic event after traumatic event, and even though I was eating properly and doing all the the right things, exercising and all of that, my health really crumbled. And the problem for me was that I would go to the doctors and they would, I saw someone say, to breath work. I went to the doctors and I didn't get very many answers. So I had to start this process of, healing myself and finding my own answers. And so that's how I came about it. I'm really passionate about helping people who are really in similar situations for that.
Nice. That's really worthwhile. I've been doing breath work since last March, I think, for about
it's such an amazing thing, isn't it? It's just
I thought I had breathing down, if I was honest, beforehand, but I didn't. So with breakfast firmly on our minds, right? Tell us about the dish you chose today. What ingredients is there in there, and why will it give us a?
So I've got it all in front of me. I'm not sure. I'm on my phone, so so I have laptop issues. So my screen is really tiny, so I'm not sure how much you can see. But what I picked a load of ingredients that I call good mood food, and so I picked them specifically to put people in a good mood and to help them feel good. So I started with oats, which, are a really humble, versatile, cheap ingredient that most people have. And they're packed with fiber, which is really good for our digestive systems. It's really good for energy and things like that. But what many people don't realize is that oats also contain energizing B vitamins. They also contain magnesium, which many of us are deficient in, but really works to calm the body. And without getting too complicated, they also contain an amino acid, which again, I'm not going to be too scientific on everybody, but that amino acid helps the body to create serotonin, which is our feel-good hormone. So just this one simple ingredient can really make a difference. I also have chia seeds, which are full of plant-based omega-3s. And these omega-3 fatty acids are really good for our brain health, and they're really good for fighting inflammation. And I also chose apples, and apples that we know are full of something called pectin, which really helps our gut health. And more everyone's starting to realize how important our gut health is for our mood, for our health, for everything really. So that's a breakdown of a few of the ingredients.
Brilliant. So one final question before we let you get on and make the dish. Have you got any health tips that we can do? Because we're a global community here. We've got people from Seattle, from Africa, from Asia, and all across the UK. What tips can you leave us with before you get on with the cooking?
Honestly, I could talk about this for hours, but I'm not going to. I have all kinds of tips, but for me, getting stress levels in check is really key for overall health. Stress in the short term is, it's great, it can save our lives, but in the long term, well, the problem is our bodies don't know the difference between running away from an angry lion or filling in your tax return or getting your kids ready for school, and that's when problems can start to happen and all sorts of conditions can happen. So getting stress levels is key. So things like breath work, which we talked about, meditation is brilliant as well for similar reasons. spending time in nature. You know, spending time in nature is proven to lower cortisol, which is our stress hormone, and lower those levels. Similarly, stroking your pet can do similar things as well, or hugging someone. Getting sleep levels in check, eating all those rainbow fruit and vegetables, because when you're stressed, your nutrient levels can be depleted. And also eating less sugar as well, that's a big one. Unfortunately, sugar is really inflammatory. It can really add to stress in the body. So watching those sugar levels as well.
Brilliant, thank you very much. Well, over to you, Sam, to take it away.
I'm gonna do something crazy because we have time for one question, Sam. Would you mind? And somebody actually raised their hand. Am I right? I can't see their name. But
it's Carla, I think. Carla D. Was it you?
It says iPhone. So I'm going to unmute you if you want a question. If not,
he hasn't. It's cool.
No.
I'm gonna lower your hand then. Do you know what? That you've added a lot of excitement to this event. That was our plan.
Honestly, if anybody has any questions, like feel free in there feeling a bit shy, because health can be quite an emotive thing. Just feel free to drop me a message on Instagram or drop me an email or something. That's perfectly okay. I love talking to people, so it's welcome.
Over to you then, Sam, you can carry on. Thank you.
Sorry.
No worries.
Okay, so this recipe is instant bircher. It's similar to overnight oats, but it's something that you can literally make in about 1 minute. So it's perfect for those really, really busy mornings where you're literally running around like a headless chicken, which we all have them. But if you want to make it the night before, for example, you can do so. You just probably have to add a bit more milk because it will dry out over that longer period. So like, as I mentioned, we've got our oats. I finely ground these oats, so just put them into a blender. You can also put them into a food processor, and it just helps to make them soak up that liquid a little bit easier. Some people can have issues with oats. They contain something called phytic acid, which can cause issues of bloating for some people. So if that's you, overnight oats are great because that soaking can really help to neutralize that phytic acid. And also you could try experimenting with flaxseed or ground almonds, or coconut flour as well can work in place of oats. Okay, so just going to pour those in. I've added desiccated coconut as well. That's personal preference. It just, you know, adds a little bit of flavour. And then I've got mixed seeds, chia seeds as well, which we can add in. Those mixed seeds, you know, they contain lots of nutrients and some plant protein, so they're really, really good for us. I've also got some cinnamon. Cinnamon is brilliant for helping to prevent blood sugar spikes, and it's just a really nice warming spice as well. It's been used in a lot of Ayurvedic recipes, like for that, those warming abilities. So yeah, so add in some coconut milk. You can really use whatever milk you have to hand, to be honest. I just use dairy-free milk out of personal preference, but that's entirely up to you. Some vanilla extract, which I like using in sugar-free recipes because it adds that, that natural sweetness. Coconut yogurt, which again, you can use whichever yogurt you like. I would just advise that you pick a yogurt that hasn't got those added sugars. You can use things like natural yogurt, which is great because it's really high in protein, so that's perfect for breakfast. And then just going to grate in the apple. You can add maple syrup or honey or a natural sweetener of your choice to this recipe. I choose not to, just because honestly I don't do that well with sugar, but that's me personally. You know, we're all individual and we're all different, so just find out what works for you and your body. Okay, so now we just stir everything together. You can leave it for about 1 minute or so usually, until it's nice and creamy like that. And then just top it with whatever you fancy. Ideally, I would have had some seasonal fruits around, but I didn't. I really like eating seasonal foods because they're just fresher, they contain more nutrients, they're cheaper, and they're also better for the environment. But for now, I'll just add those, those berries. And that's it. It's literally that simple. I saw someone say I'd love some topping ideas, but like I said, you can add those fruits, you could add more chia seeds, you can add peanut butter if you want those proteins, almond butter. You literally can add whatever you want. The thing I love about breakfast like this is that they're so versatile. You can add whatever you fancy. I really like doing lemon and blueberry versions with fresh lemon juice, blueberries and some poppy seeds, lemon zest as well. So yeah, you can make it work for you and for whatever you like. If you're a chocolate lover, you could add some cacao powder for antioxidants, top with dark chocolate chips. Like I said, it's literally the world is your oyster. So yeah, so there, it's that simple. And that's it.
Awesome, Sam. Thank you very much. We've got a quick question actually in the chat before we hand over to Leanne. Someone put on, can you have raw oats without cooking them?
So these are soaked, that's why I ground them, so they've soaked for a little bit of time. Like I said, some people really don't get on with doing that for their oats because of the phytates, the phytic acid. So soaking them does neutralize those. I personally get on with them fine, some people do. But like I said, if you don't get on with those oats without soaking them, then you can prepare this overnight, just add a little bit more milk, because like I said, it will dry out a little bit more, and that helps neutralize them.
Brilliant.
That's answered the question.
There's loads of good bits in the chat and stuff. I'm going to hand over to Leanne now to take it forward. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, back to me. Thank you, Tim and Sam, for that. I'm definitely going to have to try those oats. I wasn't organised enough, unfortunately. I'm going to blame my baby, but I'll definitely try them this weekend. On to Tash now. So we're beyond thrilled to have Tash Willcocks joining us this morning. If you have any questions that you'd like to ask Tash, if you can just fire them through on the chat, and then Anais will ask them to Tash at the end. So Tash has spent the last 20 years educating creatives within our industry at Salford University, Hyper Island, and recently she joined Snook, a design studio that endeavours to make the world more human. Alongside her successful career, 8 years ago, Tash began Mandana Day, a daily typographic project. This was a ripple that has subsequently grown and developed in ways I'm sure Tash couldn't have imagined when she first picked up her pen all those years ago. So I'll now hand over to Tash and let her explain what the ripple effect has been for her in sharing that work over the years.
Good morning. Just getting my screen up. Perfect. Cool. So I would love you to just do a thumbs up if you can see my screen. It should say, hi, my name is Tash. I am not going to sing my name is. Perfect. I want to say a huge hello. I'm really excited to do this, and thank you for inviting me. I really love, I love the magic of the internet, that there's so many people from all over the world here. Also, I love the magic of the internet. Even though I have no Wi-Fi, I have boxes in the background because I've just moved cities yesterday. So we started this conversation while I lived in Manchester, and we finished it when I landed in Brighton. So anyone in Brighton, hello, I've moved to Brighton. Also, if you look behind me, there, we can't figure out how to shut the loft space. So if somebody does crawl out of the loft space while I'm speaking, just give me a bit of a signal. Cool. The first thing I'd like to do is ask everyone to close their eyes. It's just going to be 2 seconds. Close your eyes. You can keep eating if you like. Have a little sway. Wiggle your toes. Imagine you're in soft, warm sand next to the beach. Wiggle those toes. I imagine there's about 50% of us with no shoes on. okay? And now, even though you're on your own, you've got your eyes closed, I'd love you to have a little smile. So just smile to yourself. Melin, perfect smiling. Okay, open your eyes. There is no surprise. I'm not going to jump out of the box. The reason I'm doing this is because of the positive Tetris effect. So I do this in a lot of my talks. If you've been to my talks before, I do it in different ways. The pointy photo is usually because I'm pointing at someone going, smile! The positive Tetris effect is the fact that if you smile, it actually releases lots of lovely chemicals into your body. It actually stops anxiety, it can cause pain relief, it makes you more attractive to other people, apparently. Also, hopefully, it'll make you feel a little bit more happy towards this talk. But one thing I will say, I have a natural sort of frowning face. If I'm in the street, don't ask me to smile. That's the thing you don't do. Cool, so I'm not here to talk about this. What I am here to talk about is the ripple. I'm gonna just quote somebody. It's, I'm gonna say this wrong, Lao Tzu from 600 BC. Water is fluid, soft and yielding, but water will wear away rock, which is rigid and cannot yield. As a rule, whatever is fluid, soft and yielding will overcome whatever is rigid and hard. What is soft is strong. So that's 600 BC. And I'm also going to quote Jamil, who said in a speech recently, tell your sons it's better to be soft and strong rather than hard and weak. So what I'm going to talk about is two projects that I've done. It's going to be a little bit of a preamble, I'm going to warn you. It's a talk of 3 sections. I'm going to try and get through this. Okay, so it's about that ripple effect. I will admit, in my career, I have been the person that jumps in to the lake, it's frozen, I'm that brick that goes through the lake. Sometimes I crack through, I cause that splash, I cause that chaos. Other times I hit, I bounce and I slide on my ass, and that's okay as well. But actually, a lot of my projects are more about keeping that ripple effect going. It's great to have those big bangs, but if we don't keep those ripples going, it just settles into a placid lake, a placid status quo. So this story, this talk is about that. So like it was mentioned, I do a few things. I'm the co-facilitator of design education. I run Mundane a Day. I am an honorary fellow at Hyper Island Creative Business School, where I used to work as the director of masters. But most recently, I've landed a SNOOC, which is a multidisciplinary, I can't say that word, multidisciplinary, there you go, agency. Our specialism is service design, and I'm actually going to do a nod to what the Hyper Island students used to say, which is they're the OG of the service design world. Mundane a Day, as mentioned, I actually started about 8 years ago. So 8 years ago, my students at the time on the degrees, they were in their final project and they kept going, yeah, I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking about it. And what I said was, okay, what if I do one drawing a day? I'm going to do one drawing a day. I love lettering, I love hand lettering, but I am so bad at it, okay? What if I do one thing a day and prove you can do it? Because then you create lots and lots of work. So I started doing that, lead by doing. A lot of them sort of did little bits around that as well. 8 years later, I'm still doing one drawing a day. Okay, I've turned it into a habit. I talk about habits quite a lot. I'm not going to go deep into this, but habits and rituals are really, really great for you, especially in the pandemic. It creates safe spaces for you that people think it's monotonous. It's not. It's those little habits that create safe zones, daily routines. They're essential for us before COVID and they're essential for us now. So I'd say read Charles Duhigg or Ness Labs. There's Fogg's behavior model. So you need a motivation, you need ability, and you need triggers. Those are the things that help you create habits. And just to evidence, I don't just draw every day. I do give myself sort of 50 days of So I did 50 days of cold showers, the Wim Hof. I only did 50 days because I'm going to be honest, it's not the best way to start a day. You do feel good, but it's freezing and it's pretty horrible. And I do recently, when I clean my teeth, I do 90 squats. I have thighs of steel, people. Okay, moving on. And the most important thing about when you're creating a habit, and I think people do not do this enough. I am the worst. There's a few people I know, they know I do this all the time. It's when you've done something. So when you're creating that habit and you're doing it daily, give yourself an award. Give yourself a tiara. Thing called tiara syndrome. Look it up. Women suffer from it. But give yourself a tiara. Say, yes, I'm amazing. Give yourself a high five over your head, the thumb bump, whatever you want to do. Go and eat cakes, but do reward yourself because it embeds the behavior in you. Okay, so the drawing a day. A lot of people message me and say, I bought an iPad because, you know, I'm going to be as good as you. And I'm not perfect. I'm still a work in progress. And then 2 days later, they messaged me saying, why am I not as good as you? It's because I've been doing it for 8 years. So the first one that I did was the top left. I was not great, and I am still not great. I am still practicing, but I practice out loud. I'm a huge fan of learning out loud. So these are the first ones. It's allowed me to do different things by learning out loud, putting it on Instagram, pushing everything out there, and not being ashamed of not being great a lot of the time. It's actually opened a lot of doors for me. So you can see, I've worked with the BBC, I've stood on rooftops and drawn. I've designed my own phone in Japan, which was very bizarre. I've done a TEDx. These are all grown from just doing this small side project and saying yes to things. One of these, and this is a ripple. So there's going to be several layers of ripples. So this ripple is make friends, not contacts. So on the left, you can see a poster that I drew. So this was sort of just before I got the confidence to really sort of go, actually, I might do this and get paid for it a little bit. So I did a poster for somebody called Jenny Phelan and Blab in Manchester. She then got in contact with me and said, I really liked your poster. Do you want to do this thing called Bagsy? I was like, yeah, let's do this, which basically was making a bag and putting it on your head and getting photographed. Loads and loads of things came out of that. She put me in contact with people. I ended up doing Creative Mornings in Gothenburg. We then ended up working together at Hyper Island, where I employed her to come and work as a program leader. And we've now set up design education. Just from that little moment, that ripple effect came out and then came back to me. So I'm going to focus on two of my projects. First one is Ace at Any Age. Ace at Any Age is based on the fact that I'm hurtling towards 50. This is a very, very selfish project. I got to the point where I was looking at adverts and basically thinking, am I just going to be wearing tenor lady, picking grey hair out of orifices I didn't even know I had, and secretly putting Viagra into my boyfriend's food? Because that's what it looks like. You hit 50, you go grey, you retire, okay? But actually, it's very, very different. And IPA research showed that only 66% of people in the advertising industry are over 50, okay? So Hoffman in The Age of Creativity said, people over 50 aren't creative enough to write an ad banner, but are creative enough to dominate the Nobels, the Pulitzers, the Oscars, and the Emmys. So why is the creative industry chopping people over 50 out, okay? The quote here, you can't be what you can't see, is from the White House Project. Basically, it's about, if you don't see these people in the industry, you don't think you can be in the industry. It goes across, it's not just age here, it goes across loads and loads of isms. I met amazing people through this project, like Jane Evans. Again, she pushes this out. And what I wanted to do is actually try and make people over 50, I did focus on women, a little bit more visible. So by doing this, I just wanted to highlight women out there that were doing amazing things. This was also kicked off by the fact that I was reading a women's magazine which I don't do very often, admittedly. And it said you can't wear leopard skin or hot pants. Don't tell me not to wear leopard skin and hot pants. I wore leopard skin hot pants out that day. Okay, I am not drinking my own urine, by the way. It's
oh my God.
Cool, so moving on. These are the drawings that came out of this. I was speaking to somebody and they, about a new course that we were producing at Snook. And I was like, oh, should we offer tickets for X or should we offer tickets that way? And actually she pointed out that what I was doing was othering. And it was quite a new term for me at that point. It's about seeing a group of people as someone else. But the weird thing about older people is they're us. They're going to be us. I am. I don't care about getting older. I've always been pretty positive about getting older. But then I realized one day, I was bothered about getting older. I was bothered when I was looking at Zoom and Zoom was looking back at me and the face in Zoom I didn't recognize anymore. So Ashton Applewhite, a TEDx that I really, really suggest watching, says it's ageism. Discrimination and stereotyping on the basis of age. We experience it anytime someone assumes you are too old for something. Instead of finding out who we are and what we're capable of, ageism, sorry, I'm really rubbish at reading. Instead of finding out who we are and what we're capable of or too young, ageism cuts both ways. All isms are socially constructed ideas. Racism, sexism, homophobia, and what that means we make them up. And they can change because we've made them up. All these prejudices pit us against each other to maintain the status quo. It's about shaking up those status quos. So this is what the drawings were to do, to celebrate those people. I will admit, at the moment, a lot of the time, they're slightly more famous people. The reason is, with the famous people, you get a little bit more traction. But what I like to do is sneak in a few people that are just incredible women doing incredible things who just happen to be over 50. I actually took their age off because I felt like that was highlighting it too much. The other day, I went and met a friend. I was wearing a cap because my roots are coming in. And basically I said, do you know what? I think I saw pesky grey hair the other day. I actually think I'm getting grey hair, shock. And then I showed her, she went, you've got more than one grey hair. After the initial shock, I sort of was like, oh no, I don't want to have grey hair. And again, it's because grey hair is seen as negative, not to everybody. And then I started looking online. There's the grombre movement, which is grey and ombre. There's a lot of people really, really celebrating their grey hair now. And within about 2 days, I think I'd convinced myself that I actually want grey hair now. It's thicker. I've basically been dyeing my hair white blonde for years. It's going to be like that naturally. So it's about pumping out the positivity. In Silicon Valley, people are getting hair plugs and Botox. Those are the middle-aged white men. So think about what it's like in the creative industries further down the food chain. And part of what I'm doing at Snook is upskilling. So we're upskilling people in different spaces. I'm going to be honest, it's an amazing time to be a service designer. The empathy, the life skills, the life knowledge, that sort of understanding really, really feeds into service design. It's a great time to be older people in the advertising industry. Over 42% of adults are over 50. So why are most of the designers designing for those people under 50? So what I'm asking is, if you're comfortable to be seen, put your hand out. And if you're not comfortable, take that hand, make space for others. And again, with the ripple effect, I've spoken to Georgina Lee. She reached out to me and said, I've seen your project. And basically, we're now going to be working with the Design Museum and the RCA about ageism and raising awareness and the power of design to help us live longer, healthier, happier lives. So I'm going to finish this section on a quote from her. My age does not define me or you. I'm on a mission to show how divisive and limiting age demographics are. We are all unique. We are all interconnected. It's time to stop age segregation. So a few nodding heads. Should all be nodding. We're all getting old. Okay, and I am pointing a lot. Don't worry, if you were in there, I'd be pointing more. Small interlude before I jump onto the next. So there's one last section. But what I do want to do, if there's one ripple I can send out, is about accessibility today. So this is another project that I do sort of on the side. But I would love people to start using camel case. So hashtag camel case. All it is making the first letter of each word uppercase. So ace at any age, the tiles of the apocalypse. It stops you from getting Susan's anal bum party, if anybody remembers that. That's very UK based, I apologise. But it stops people from reading the hashtags incorrectly. It's also really handy for screen readers, so they don't read out just gobbledygook, okay? So if you're blind or visually impaired, it helps. So it helps you. It helps them read out the word, unless else it's incoherent. Okay, so moving on. Tiles of the Apocalypse. I started Tiles of the Apocalypse about halfway through the lockdown. Basically, we were moving. I had a bag of black tiles that I'd inherited. It was really heavy. And my boyfriend was just like, just throw them away. I tried giving them away. I tried putting them on the internet. Nobody wanted them. And I didn't want to just throw these beautiful black tiles away. It felt like a waste. So what I did was started drawing little notes of positivity, little sort of snippets to put out into the world of hope. So I just drew on them and I did one a day. Really bizarrely, the last one that I used was 2 days ago when I moved. So you can see here, I went for a walk in the forest near Manchester and started putting them out. It then grew. What I wanted was to put out messages of hope. Some got a bit creepy by accident because I didn't really think through how people would interpret them. So putting the "soon we will hug again" outside the sex shop, probably not the best idea. There was also, "I see you." I was like, I wanted it to be a real positive, like, "I see you, you know, I feel you, I see you." One of my friends went, "I was having a little secret kiss with somebody and I looked over and your tile was there saying, 'I see you.'" So people interpreted them in their own ways, which I actually really, really adored. I got messages from people saying, "Will you do this quote? Will you do this?" I did get asked if people could buy them. And I was like, no, you can't buy them. They're meant to be free. Everything in the apocalypse is free. So they got put out on the street. People started interacting. I got photos where people were actually sort of mixing them up. But the thing I found quite surprising was they went really quickly. I'd put them out and the next day they'd be gone, because some days I was putting 4 or 5 out. This "let it hurt and then let it go" seemed to really, really hit people. And they were like, "Oh, yeah, it's okay. It's okay at the moment." Well, not, it's okay forever not to feel fixed in your feelings. So these messages were starting to have a little ripple effect. I like the fact that people actually sometimes got to them before I got to them. So I took the photograph on the left, "Is it art?" in the bin. On the right, somebody posted it before I even got there and said, "I'd say it is for sure." So they'd posted it. I got featured on different Twitter sites, etc. And people going, "Who are doing these tiles? Where are they coming from?" I quite like the I can't say that, not being known. And I think my peak moment was after the Northern Quarter one in Manchester had tweeted it out. Somebody went, "I found one of these." And it was the "How do you feel" one. And what I really loved was she took the tile to get her vaccine, got the vaccine, took the photo with the little card, and then replied, "Feel pretty good, thanks." And that, to me, was like, job done. I am so happy with that. And that's all they're there for. They're ephemeral. If they get rained on too much, it washes them away. If you clean them, that's it, it's done. They break. I don't want them to last forever. I want them to have little moments of hope and joy that ripple out. So like Captain Tom said, the sun will shine on you again and the clouds will go away. And I'm going to finish up with these 2 slides. So Brené Brown, sometimes the bravest and most important thing you can do is to show up. But the one message I want to really ripple out is, you've got this. Now have a little smile.
Woo! Woo!
Thank you. Thank you, Tash.
Thank you.
That was really good. Thank you. We have a few questions from people. So I'm the host of Bristol. So hi, everyone. And so I'm just gonna go through the questions. So there is someone who's asking, is Tash Banksy? John from Belfast.
If I was, I couldn't tell you, I'm afraid.
I think you are. I think you might be. I've nailed it. I'm going to the papers.
I'm going to start wearing a t-shirt with I'm Banksy on now.
As well, which I thought might have finished by now. So I'll kind of be here on hold.
Okay. We've got a question from Rebecca, who says, Tash, I'd love to know if you have any tips for building that creative habit every day, and how do you make sure you have time for it?
Time is the thing that most people say to me, I don't have time. And I'm going to be full out here. I don't have kids, and I sort of like, I understand if you have children, if you have X, Y, Z, people have different lives. So I am privileged. That's odd to say I'm privileged not to have kids. So take that off the menu. But yeah, I'm aware I might have little pots of time, but I do work sort of different hours and things. So my top tip is, if you have time to sort of have a cup of coffee, it's good for you. It is really good for you to do something for yourself. Because if you have that moment of clarity and that little moment of calm, it allows you to be sort of, it ripples out into your life. So number one, it goes back to that BMAT theory. So behavior, motivation, and ability. Do you have the ability to do it? So I'm going to take the drawing as an example. Yes, I've got a pen and a paper. I can draw. So take the whole, I can't draw, I'm not creative. Everyone is creative. You're at Creative Mornings, you know that. So pen and paper, yes, I can do it. Then the motivation. Do I actually want to do this? Because I think a lot of the time people go, oh, you know, the 5K. I was like, I'm going to run the 5K. I'm not. I don't want to. I know at the back of my mind I don't want to. I'm not going to do it. Why do I set myself up for that? But I do actually exercise every day for like 10, 15 minutes. So it's like, is your motivation really there? Yes. And then it's about sort of finding triggers. So if you were listening before, I do 90 squats while cleaning my teeth, because the trigger is I clean my teeth every day. So it goes, okay, I'm cleaning my teeth now, I'm going to do my squats. Charles Duhigg talks about it. He talks about flossing your teeth just one at a time. So the squats actually sort of helped me get into a bit of a routine of exercise, and then I did it in different ways. So it's finding a small trigger that can actually motivating. Yeah, somebody said anchoring behavior. It's basically anchoring behavior.
And I guess, you know, in my mid 35, so I start to feel what you were talking about, you know, trying to find the time for rituals, which with a baby, it's very hard for me to find that really. But I love that the fact that you just have little, you know, you brush your teeth, as you said, that's awesome. And someone is asking, I wanna know, have you got another routine apart from the squats and brushing teeth? I can't wait for the answer.
Yes. So what I noticed, you know, I mentioned earlier, it's a little bit comfort. So habits and routines can create comfort. my routines and habits went through the roof during the pandemic. So basically, like I said, 90 squats a day while cleaning my teeth. I was doing the cold showers. I do the drawing a day. I've started running up and down the stairs as well. So this is where I'm like, oh, how do I do this now I've moved? So basically, so I'd finish work, I go for a walk. So there's another routine. I always go out of the house and sort of get some fresh air. I then run up and down the stairs after I've come back from the walk. So there's certain things. It does make me sound like I'm a bit too routined at the minute. So I'm like, don't get too fixed into it. I was also doing Asana Rebel. That was another one. That's it's an app, but that actually you can track yourself. And I found that was really good to train me in. So yeah, 15 minutes of HIIT every day as well. I'm just noticing a lot around exercise, so that's fine. But it's as much as I get up every morning and put moisturizer on. That is a routine. Going and cleaning my teeth is, it's getting into that routine.
Someone is saying, or crying immediately after junk food binge.
You can want to, if it makes you feel better. Just put out the junk food.
Do you have a course on Skillshare or YouTube or on how you create your typography?
No, but it is something that I would like to do. I do on Reels, do the little videos where it just sort of like shows how I've drawn everything out, but I don't at the minute.
Okay. Any other questions? We've got loads of questions. I'm not sure if we can go. Can we go through them? Do we have time?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. Okay, good. I'd love to know if you have any tips for building that creative habit every day. So I think you answered that one. How do you make sure you have time for it?
Actually, I've got another one because I sort of tipped on it. At the beginning of the talk, you might have seen there was like a calendar with crosses, and I skipped past that a little bit. Seinfeld, as in the comedian, basically had a calendar, sort of a really big paper calendar, and he did a red cross. So he had to write something every day. And what he did was he'd write something and he'd put the big red cross on it. And basically it's about continuing that red cross. You don't want to break that thing. So at the minute, I'm awful for the circles on my watch. Like I'm on, I think, a 90-day sort of sprint. And again, if this becomes unhealthy, stop it. Like if you are running 5K every day and beating a thing and it's becoming unhealthy, don't do it. Those are unhealthy habits, but it's habits that bring you joy, those little moments of joy.
Okay. We have as well Alex. She says, love hearing about your project. How are you able to track down the photos on social media of people finding the tiles?
Say that again, sorry. How
are you able to track down the photos on social media of people finding the tiles?
So in my brain, there are millions out there that I've never seen. And it's like, it's a phenomenon that I don't know about. No, but in reality, I don't. So if people hashtag them, I do see them. What did happen, because they were mainly in Manchester, was my friends were tagging me in things, so it was just the natural ones that I got, but there were others where people saw it on like Manchester Twitter sites that put it out, sort of said, oh, Tash is like, we've seen this, and then somebody went, oh, it's Tash that's doing it. So I don't think I've seen all of them. I think there's hopefully lots of photos making little moments of joy and hope, but I don't know, and that's fine. It should be out there doing its own thing.
Is it someone called Clara who's got a question? She wants to, can we mute her?
Hi. Yeah, it was actually a question that Rebecca asked earlier about how you refill your creative fuel tank. So, like, I don't know if you have read The Artist's Way, but the idea of the artist date or filling the well, how do you kind of feel back up if you've been really productive for a while?
Did you say The Artist's Way?
Yeah.
I have not read that, and I will, so thank you for that first. I get asked this a lot, if I'm honest. because I seem to just produce. So that, like, I do have little moments, but I think it's odd because Mundane a Day was based on the fact that it was mundane things and celebrating really small mundane things. And I think because I've never made it too epic, it's sort of, it's just like, it's quite easy and sort of like going, yeah, it sort of like does its own little thing. But one thing I have noticed, I get bored. So if you go on my Instagram, you'll notice the style changes quite dramatically. I don't like getting stuck in a style rut. I would say it's a bit of a style. You can tell it's like me that's done it. But the tiles, I've done that, but to tell the truth, those have ended. I've left Manchester now, so that project's like finished, on to the next thing. So I actually think changing what you're doing helps your creativity. Get a different pen. Sit somewhere else, go for a walk, like change your situation. Because I think if you sit, like, let's face it, and I'll speak from the eye, I have sat in the same chair looking at the same wall for a year now, and it's not a comfortable chair. My bum's gone a bit square, and that's where I feel my creativity dips. The other thing is, and I didn't really touch on it, I am a massive, massive believer in collaboration. So even though I work as an individual, you can see that I like people on social media going, can you do this? What about this? What can you highlight this person? That enlivens me. Or working in teams, like working in diverse teams that sort of really look at stuff from different angles excites me. I love that creative friction. I am going on a mega sort of thing. That's the longest answer ever. So yeah, change it up. Work with people who push you and are not afraid to go, that was a shit idea. No, but they say it nicer than that.
Love that. There's someone is asking if people copied this idea, took inspiration and do something similar, do you take this as a compliment intended, or would you prefer not?
Don't care. Take it, do it. If it makes other people happy, if it creates that ripple effect, I take it. Funny enough, quite a few people messaged and went, how do you get the type on the tile? So I've been telling people, and they've tagged me and gone, I did this for my friends, and they're really happy. If it was something that I had intellectual property over and was going to make me millions, I might have a slightly different answer. But things like this, it's great. I love anything like there's enough room for all of us. And if you're smarter than me and can make millions out of it, because I've not got off my arse to do that, part of me is just like, okay. But yeah, genuinely, I think the tiles, make them, get a Posca, write it. I did not invent tiles. I did not invent the Posca, and anyone can write on a tile. There's millions of people that have done that.
Great, that's awesome. I think I don't have more time now, so we could have a last question. I think Al's gonna probably slash me. No,
Can I do one more? Yeah.
We're okay, but can I interrupt and use my host privilege to ask a question?
Go for it.
Thanks. Tash, you know you've moved, you're not in Manchester anymore. Is the tiles gonna continue there? That's one question. Secondly, have you got agents so that you can spread the tiles to other cities? And third, can I have a tile? How do I have a tile?
You have to find the tile, but I'll leave it in a letter sent that might have your address on it. So it's really funny because quite a few people, few people in Sweden that I know and a few people in London are like, are you going to do these in London? No, you're in London. So I am thinking about doing it, but I want to change it because that was my goodbye to Manchester. So it's really important that that is a thing in its own right. So it might be different tiles, it might be different colours, it might be something completely different, but I'm brewing on more situational stuff because I've quite enjoyed the interventions. Yeah. I don't know how to say this. I'm going to answer some of these questions. It's AAREFA, so I'm going to say Afra, but it's basically, I'm talking to you. You put, I love collaboration as well, but feel nervous. Oh, where is it? That I'm not good enough. But you're good enough. You're good enough. Who's telling you you're not good enough? You're fine. Go and do it, because that other person is probably thinking exactly the same as you are. So just go and do it. You're all good enough. Sorry to be preachy, but listen.
Preach.
So I'm gonna hand over to, is it Al?
I think it's Melon.
Oh,
Over to you, Melon.
It is over to me. Tash, this has been amazing. I did not want your talk to end. We might even have more questions. But everybody, please follow Tash, Tash Willcocks on her Instagram. She's very, very active there. I stalk her daily. She brightens my days, every day actually. And yeah, she's awesome. If you've loved her talk, which I'm sure you have, you are going to enjoy following her journey, I think. So I'm the host of Creative Mornings Cardiff. I represent in Wales here. I feel amazing that we represented Wales with Montara Bryn, with our music. And I can see your faces clapping and shaking your hands and being really proud Welshies. I can see that. I am an adopted Welsh, by the way, and that's how much I love Wales. I'm not even born here. I just wish I was born here. So that's just what it is. So I want to start thanking everybody. First of all of you beautiful people for joining to our event this morning, waking up that early, still feeling and looking cheerful. I actually can, and you've actually got dressed up. You're in front of a computer. It's amazing. I also want to thank Bryn. I'm just gonna keep bigging up Bryn. Sorry, I can't stop it. And thank you, Bryn, for bringing such beautiful music to our lives and introducing. For some of us, maybe it's the first time they've heard you, but I know whoever heard you are now a fan. And if you don't believe me, look at the grid because everyone is going, woo, yes. I want to thank Sam Haddadi. Sam, thank you for the recipe. I have actually made it and ate it while while Tash was talking, and it was delicious. It's the best sort of breakfast. What I want to say to all of you, if you didn't know, is that Sam actually made that recipe especially for us. That's how creative she is, and everything she said about the food and she thought about the food was actually I think with us in mind. I just want to think that's really cool if we think it that way. I want to thank our dancer Chris, who's a host of Leamington as well. Chris brought sunshine with movement to our event today, and yeah, Tim, that's right. And yeah, I just saw loads of people dancing, and I don't know how it feels on other events, but in Cardiff events, people actually don't like me much for making them dance. So Chris, well done, because everyone for some reason became dancers in 2 minutes. Last but not least, because just for speaker wise, thank you, Tash. What an amazing woman. Thank you for being there and trying to highlight people who feel invisible. They're not invisible, but thank you for making them more visible and being a typographic voice. Look at me with all the words that I'm making up. So thank you so much for manically organizing to be here with me, because you were moving. I'm saying manic because Tash moved in between and she still made it to all our test calls and everything. She's an amazing woman. So we really appreciate all the time you gave to us. Now, I want to thank all our co-hosts. For the first time, we've done an event with 9 chapters, y'all. 9 chapters, okay? So I want to thank, I'm going to go with my screen. Elle, you're going to have to spotlight yourself. Elle from London, what a beautiful human being. there you are. Leanne, what a wonderful person. Thank you so much for dragging our asses to do this. You're the first one to go, yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you. Rebecca.
Thank you all the other hosts though as well for it's been lovely working with you and getting to know you all. Bit of a love-in.
Absolutely. Rebecca, thank you for representing Edinburgh and being so on it. You are incredible. John, Belfast, thank you. Thank you for the joy and laughter that you brought.
Thank you, guys.
Audra, thank you for everything you've done. You've been superb, and getting to know you has been great. And good luck, because you've also sort of just taken over Glasgow.
That's right.
Yeah. So that's news to everyone, and we're all excited to see your journey. Yay. Tim from Derby.
Whoop.
Thank you, Tim, for bringing the lovely Sam. And doing 2 events this month. Big it up to you. What are you're the super host this month. Who else have I got on my screen?
It's just Chris left, and I think he had to head out.
Yes. Thank you for all the other hosts that we know that joined to support us. Nicole from Sydney, Steph, I can't see Steph, I think, and Alex from Edinburgh, old ex-host. If I'm missing any of you, I know you are here. Thank you to my team and all our teams who worked with us to make this happen. We, as hosts, are not the easiest people to deal with, and our teams manages to deal with us every month. Well done, you guys, you're incredible. Anyone with a heart is part of the teams. Am I going on too much? Sorry, but I am loving this. I'm like loving it up. So Facebook group, let's for one last time, let's remind you about our Facebook group. The whole reason we wanted to do this is to bring our communities together. So we thought, look, we can create magic in our own communities. Well, we would like to think so anyway. So what sort of magic or collaborations or opportunities can we create if our communities sort of combine together? So please help us make this group active. Post jobs there, post if you want collaborations, post your work there. Ask for, I don't know if you need, I don't know, do you need a designer, typographer? Just put it there. Okay, share your work, share your ideas. That's what we want. We want to be able to keep the ripple effect going, like everyone said, if you're not sick of hearing ripple today. Right, we have giveaways. I don't want to forget about that. We all have sponsors, local sponsors. So if you follow your local chapters socials, they may or may not be announcing giveaways, so you can enter and have freebies just in courtesy of this event. Finally, there is a reason why I spoke so much. This is my last event, and I deserve it. I deserve to I deserve to take all the time to speak. I've been doing this for 4.5 years as a host, and I'm really happy, super sad. I have tears you can't see. That this is my last event, because Creative Mornings is the best community you can imagine. It genuinely feels like we are a cult. I don't know if we are. You know, if you want to join, it's a really positive cult, and they don't try to control your life, but they give you joy. So that could be helpful. You feel like you're part of a big global family. And I am never leaving this family. I don't care if I'm not a host. I'm going to stalk everyone and be your friends forever.
Yes, we won't let you leave, Melon.
That's what's going to happen. So now that this turned into Melon show, I'm really glad. So everyone, follow me, follow your chapters, as in follow me so you don't forget me. Follow your chapters, engage with our Facebook page. And please, if anyone wants to take my place, email me because Cardiff needs a new host, and I'll be there to do anything I can to help. Reach out to your hosts if they can do anything for your chapters. We are here for you. We love you. Have a lovely week. Now, stay a little bit longer because we're going to dance this out. And it feels like we're in a club because you have other people around you when you're dancing. Great, right? Because we've not done that for ages. So hit it, Al.
Woo, 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 woo. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Have a good morning.
Have an amazing day.
Have a great Friday, everyone.
Happy weekend.
Hey. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye. Do, 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 do.
Well, that's
Do
a
great
great
for the today.
Oh, I can't believe you left us with no music at the end.
No, sorry.
Sarah, our founder Sarah is here. I forgot to say hi to her. I'm too high. I'm high now.
High on life.
I know, I'm high on life.
Oh,
Oh my God, how do we feel? We've still got a few people here, but I just wanted to say to see your faces at the end.
Yeah.
Same.
Thank you so much, Tash. That was brilliant. That was absolutely brilliant.
Awesome.
I am going to do the normal neediness. Was that okay?
That was beautiful.
It was so good.
Great pacing, great organization, and I think in terms of timing, it was perfect. We were running early for the longest
Was it
time.
15 minutes? Because I forgot to put my timer on because I am the worst for running over. And like,
It was longer than 15 minutes, but it was perfect because we were running early.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
you were a bit early, yeah.
I knew that. That's why I ran over. I didn't do
I can't believe we were early.
I can't believe that either.
Because we're such professionals, you know.
Yeah.
What is that? How about Chloe wants in.
I'm just putting the attendees in the waiting room.
Nice.
Okay.
Very good. Very good. Guys, that was awesome.
Yeah. That was super fun.
I just like genuinely just smiled the whole way through that. My face is sore.
That was super fun.
We were doing the John was doing the polls and Sam was messaging me going, I'm on my way back now. I should be like 10 minutes. I'm like,
oh my God.
No way. We're running early, Sam. Right, run.
Yeah. And then people was like, Melon, we're gonna have to replace Tash with Sam. So I was like, Tash, we're gonna have to replace, and Tash was, so am I going early? I was like, hold fire. And then I was like, she's in the house.
Okay, good.
I misread that because you said, I can't remember what you said, but I misread it. It was like, wait a minute, they're replacing me with somebody.
Imagine that.
Short notice to go, we don't want you anymore.
No, sorry, it was probably me panic writing, not using the right words. I was just like, but it was fine. Sorry, I've like spotlighted Leanne and asked someone to I was like, hold up, everyone.
Yeah, it was like Tim's internet froze. So I just saw myself unspotlighted and heard my name, or my internet froze. I don't know. And then I was just like, what's going on? But then Tim carried on. So I was like,
You're on, Leanne, you're on air.
Elle's internet I was just like, wow, I cannot believe we didn't think about Elle's internet connection.
Was it bad?
Well, it picked up. I don't know what happened. At the beginning, it wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no.
We got what you
only for like 5 or 6 seconds.
Yeah.
And I could see Melon's face going, what the fuck?
I
was like, oh shit.
you weren't muted, Melon, so all the way kind of during Tash's talk, you could just hear you laughing. Like no one else, just you.
It was great. It was great.
Are you serious? I thought I was so sure I was muted. So every time I laughed, I was like, oh, I'm muted.
Yeah.
Genuinely, I loved that because when you're talking at a screen and you know when you you tell a really bad joke and you know it's bad, but people laugh a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, it makes you feel like people are actually listening. So I loved that. I was really happy.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Oh my God, that's so classic, by the way. In our old events, you can always hear me laughing on the video. You know, in real life, I always have this big like burst. And some of I've actually almost got in trouble because one of our speakers, like family, actually thinks like I'm in love with them because I was like, like all throughout the talk.
Somebody called Cara from out Nottingham sketch noted it.
Ooh.
Oh, that's
amazing.
Oh, isn't it?
That's really
cool. Are we all in there?
The feedback
Tasha's
really
Tasha's
good. All
talk,
the
not
comments.
everybody. Like just Tasha's talk.
I'm gonna have to jump off because I'm tethering.
Yes.
I'm really worried my
Yes.
data's just going like that. But I just want to say, like, amazing, like organizing was amazing. So huge. Thank you for bearing with me where I'm like, I might be doing this, I might be doing that, don't worry about it. And Melon, I'm really sad that this is your last Creative Morning.
Yeah,
so I'm really super proud I could be part of it. And yeah, just thank you. I love doing this. And even though I felt a bit wonky at points, it was ace. I really, really enjoyed it. So
We
thanks for
loved
having
having you, Tash. It was perfect.
Thank you. Have an awesome day.
You too.
I'm going to go and dance and play music or something.
Yeah. I feel like having a drink.
I've got to go to work.
I know. Like,
got a
is it
meeting
only
at
20 past 10? Surely it's like
midday at least.
I suppose
Somewhere, right?
afternoon somewhere, right?
I must apologize because I think at the beginning I was supposed to give an overview of the agenda of what people should expect, encourage gallery view, and tell people to rename themselves. Completely forgot all of that. So.
It's really hard to kind of to remember everything. I find doing it online. You know, it's kind of because you're kind of hoping that the technology is working as well, and it's just like an added, you know,
the internet
pressure. But no, you did great.
Yeah, keeping up with everything, like spotlighting people. So what I will do is I was like so ready for John, and it just went to gallery view. Like my hand was on the click, and then it went to John. So there's so much like that, and I think somebody spotlighted Leanne by mistake after my mess up. But if we haven't messed up, it wouldn't be fun. So I was like, I'm so glad I'm the first person to fuck up. It was really
I love that when you're like, Clara has a question, and she's like, no, please.
Yeah, I
No.
being really respectful and like really like inclusive, and she's like, no.
Love it.
She did our illustration. That's who Clara.
Oh, okay.
But she's doing she's building a ramp. Right, I've got a meeting at 10. So
yeah.
Awkward.
Nice.
You're late.
So I better shoot. All right, I'll catch you later. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you,
later.
Tim.
Beautiful
All
morning.
right, guys. I'm gonna go as well here. Thanks very much for.
And bye. I don't want to everyone be okay, but let's do a hangout after to celebrate.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Definitely.
Ellen, I'm gonna follow you all as requested as well. So
Yeah, everyone follow me. So okay.
Yeah.
Turn into the Melon Show.
Yeah, keep the Melon Show going.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.